Hello there, my wonderful people. How you doing? Welcome to another video with me, or really episode. And today we are going to be mowing the yard today. We already got the lawnmower and the weed eater. We are mowing this beautiful yard over here. These are all the plants I'm going to have to go on to the side. But we're going to get all this out the way. That corner right there out the way. And afterwards we are going to go on a walk. Hopefully later on today, and I'm gonna show you guys what our park looks like. It's a beautiful park, honestly, not even gonna lie. And I've always thought a small little video and just a good little montage. So let's get this yard out the way. So I usually like to hit the yard from front, then I go to the side. I try and create more or less like a square in this area, and then I hit the middle part. And at the end of it all, I hit the edges, and then and we're good to go. But yeah, how y'all guys doing? I don't really answer that question. How y'all guys doing? Put that in the comment section. I'd love to see how y'all guys are doing today on this fine, wonderful day. You never really get that many content creators that ask, how their audience is doing. Weirdly enough, we have grown from 20 to 31 subscribers in like 2 or 3 months. Maybe not from consistency, but mostly just from quality of the content. I'm not really sure if I'm that entertaining, but we shall see. Maybe I am doing something right. But yeah, let's get to this, and then we can show you guys what we're doing today. Oh look, a wasp nest. Yoink. Nice. Now that we have gotten all that stuff out the way, we are now going to finally start mowing the yard. Like I said, we're gonna get the outside first, like a puzzle piece, and then we go on the inside. Always start outside, then inside. We want to create a really great, just an easier way of mowing the yard instead of just zoom, and doing all this other stuff. Just get the outside out the way, go for the inside, weed eat all around the outside, and then you get to go. No, this is a strategy that I usually do whenever I'm with someone, but even if I'm not with someone, it's just easier to get the outside out the way, just in case, because you never know. I don't know if y'all guys saw, but I took down the wasp nest inside that corner, and now the wasp is like panicking on like where the nest is at. Yeah, that thing's on the floor right now, bro. Like, it is mad. I don't know if you can see it, but it is very, very mad at me knocking down its nest. I think that's the queen too, so hopefully she doesn't come over here, but we're gonna get started with mowing. Yeah, this is a lot better. This is so much better. Glasses, mask, white mask to be more exact. Got this in culinary school because you had to wear all white and shit. Okay, now I think we can get this started because it's windy out here, hence I'm doing this around like 2, I think it's like 1 o'clock or something like that. 2 o'clock? It is 2:04, yeah. But it is super windy out here, so it feels good. It's a good breeze. But yeah, we're gonna get this started. All right, so we got the yard done. Got it all weeded and stuff. We're gonna leave that there. That big thing over there, that's actually an oak sapling. Got everything all situated. Look at that, look at that. Look at the edges. And the main event, look at this stuff. We took that thing down. Now, it's not perfect, it's not, the best, but we needed to get this stuff down just a little bit. And I ran out of line, of the weeding line. But I got a good portion of I'd say 90% of all maybe even like 95% of the grass done. There are still some areas that I never really got done because I ran out of line. But other than that, quite decent. Quite decent. Got an ant pile over here in the house. We eat that thing. But, they got mad at me, but I don't really care that much. But yeah, look at that. Gonna move this trampoline back to where it was right there. But yeah, we got the yard done finally, which means now we can go inside and take a shower. We're gonna actually take the yard stuff into the garage, sweep it out, get it into the garage. Gonna refill the weeding line, but that's the next time we do it. It can be a little bit more just more prepared. But look at that, yard completely done. Crazy enough, it took 2 weeks for this thing to grow. Let's see, 2 weeks ago. Yeah, 2 weeks ago this thing was mowed, and that was a lot of growth just for 2 weeks. Which means in the next 2 weeks, if it rains in this week or next week, it's gonna grow like crazy. But all in all, not that bad. Hopefully we can wait 3 more weeks. But if it grows back in 2 weeks, then we got mowed in 2 weeks, and we're doing whatever. But a good opportunity just to be out in the sun. It feels wonderful out here. The wind blowing onto my skin, keeping me cool. Don't really have to get that much water. I only got maybe a cup or 2 of water. But having that cold wind is really beneficial. But I'll see y'all guys inside. I think I'm gonna be playing with my boys, honestly, actually. We're gonna be playing some Dark Tide and maybe a few other games. But after that, around 6 o'clock, we're gonna go for a walk. Ha! That guys thought I wasn't gonna do it. Yeah, that's right. We made it to the park this time. And there's quite a few people still here. But honestly, it's very scenic. Here, let me show you. Scenic and bunches of other stuff. I've never really actually been to the park before. I always thought it would be filled or be a bunch of other stuff. Surprisingly enough, it's a Tuesday. And there is actually people here, so that's a big surprise indeed. But honestly, all in all, it's as scenic as it could be. I think I'm gonna title today's video as "Going Outside." Going outside my comfort zone. You don't really get to do this shit as often as most people should. Got a lot of people here. Oh shit! Someone coming down the sidewalk. I'll go on there, but I'll wait. Wow. Hello. Let's get over here. Oh yeah. People playing frisbee over here. Kind of interesting. But yeah, just wanted to go on a small little walk. I haven't really done this before in a while. ever since I switched to day shift, it's been a lot more difficult to actually go and be outside and vlog. And really just be myself a little bit. Look at these planes. Yeah, interesting. Yeah. I don't get to do shit like this. Talk to my therapist. She said just try it out, see how you feel, and all that stuff. And I was like, you know what, let's do it. We're gonna be in Japan and a bunch of other places for the next few months. So might as well get it started and try and get myself out of my own comfort zone. If the comfort zone is actually something I can try out. Oh no. Not that bad of a walk. I found a kitty cat. Hi. How are you? I was doing a thumbnail on this mountain and the kitty cat just came out of nowhere. Hey, how are you? Hey, cute little kitty. Hey, Holmes. We are going to continue the walk. Yeah, look at that. Kitty cat. Just comes out of nowhere. No, in Japan, a black cat means good luck. Oh, wow. I was not expecting a cat to just come out of nowhere and surprise me. Now, there is another way to actually get to this park. That's this way, but let's see. Park closed daily 11 p.m. to 5 a.m. Yeah, okay. So essentially, this is just another walkway to get to the park. Most likely other people live in that area. Interesting. Now, for the past 6 months, really year, I have been trying to tell myself that I was going to go to the park, that I was going to go for a walk, or that I was really going to just try and go outside and just, get some fresh air. And I always pushed it back. Always, maybe like I can do it later, And sometimes as humans, we like to think that we have a lot of time, that we have enough time to do anything, honestly. That we can push stuff back and it won't really come to affect us, that it won't that's always gonna be here, essentially. But while working overnight, transitioning from overnight to day shift, start to realize that I actually did enjoy, the transition from going from not seeing the sun any time of the day to seeing the sun almost every single day. And then while working overnight, paid a lot of, paid me, got some cash in my pocket. It helped me out financially. Mentally, it didn't really get to me. So once I switched to day shift, I was able to actually get my mental state back in order. I got myself some vitamin D. I was able to get myself back into the gym. But more importantly, I was able to do things that I never really wanted to do. And this is one of those things that I always pushed. And this is something that I highly encourage for some of y'all, which is to just, I wouldn't say rush everything, try and get things to happen at that one time moment. No, let it take its time. Let it pass, essentially. Because once it's passed, once it goes, once it happens, you won't really get that sensation back. While doing this walk, all the times where I told my parents, my therapist, and my friends, I get to see the sun, and my therapist says that's a good thing. That's how you should feel, because you're able to see something that you haven't seen before. And everyone else told me, why are you so worried about it? Why am I so worried about seeing the sun? Why am I so worried about being outside? Well, I took it all for granted, honestly. The one time I actually can't go outside and I am forced to be inside all the time, that's where I started to actually miss it. It was like yearning for something more. I was yearning for something that I took for granted, essentially. So now that I'm out here, I'm taking full advantage of me being out here. And although I am extremely nervous, got a lot of stares, got a lot of people looking at me, my overthinking is, getting to me. At the same time, I'm very confident that, nothing bad's gonna happen. I can just walk home if I need to. And, whenever you feel like you are in that space where you're feeling judged, or where, it's not really welcome, what I always say is try it out. And the people, are a little bit iffy about it, they'll tell you. They'll tell you. They won't really be like they might look at you and all that stuff. But, if no one's really bothered by it, then they won't really care. And also, not many people really do this vlogging thingy in my city. So the fact that I'm able to do it and feel just a little bit more confident in myself is just kind of crazy. And once you are able to find that in you, and get rid of all those overthinking thoughts, sometimes you might still have them, but thankfully, if you're able to at least manage them, then you can get them through. That's essentially how I felt while working overnight. Now I'm in day shift. This walk was on my bucket list. Going to the movie theaters was also on my bucket list. I don't think I'm going to be sharing with y'all guys, me going out to eat, unless I get myself my DJI. But if that does come to happen, then I will show it just a little bit, just some sneak peeks. I'm gonna I wouldn't say end, I'm gonna cut it while I'm walking home. Alright, we just got home and I'm right now about to load up some Stellaris, and I got my Gamer Vibes playlist on Spotify ready to be played. I'm not gonna lie, I haven't done something like this in months, and it's crazy. It's crazy. The nostalgia I'm getting from when I was in Virginia is coming back. I'm just, if y'all guys ever need to feel like if you ever feel like your mind is just boggled and you just can't handle stuff, or there's just a lot of things that are going on in your mind, what I recommend y'all guys do, if you have children, find a babysitter or find someone, and then just go and do that one thing, that's inexpensive and that's simple and that can get out the way, so that you're able to, reset your mind, but without having to use other substances. You use just what's naturally given, whether that's going out to eat, whether that's going to the park, whether that's going to see a movie, whether that's going shopping. Some people like to go shopping. Whether that's going to a nursery for plants, or maybe even going to the gym, or really whatever. Man, even watching a movie, playing games while listening to your favorite playlist for gaming, that's what I'm doing. Try and find that one thing to clear your mind, just just one day where you can just do it all. If you're not able to, just try and find some simple things that can, recalibrate your mind into doing, into getting yourself back. And then, if people want to be included, let them come. Let them come, let them join you. This is something I recommend that anyone do. Just try and get your groove back on. Because you never know when, it's all going to go away. So you got to take advantage of it right now. But I'm going to end the video, going to enjoy my game, music. Afterwards, we got dinner. And then some snacks. I got some brownies and a Danish that I bought. So, yeah. I'm going to end it now. Y'all guys have a good one, and I'll see you in the next video.